This is a tough one. A lot of you young men know me as Coach Henry. I taught you how to do your ground balls. I taught you how to never give up. Um, but I'm not here to lecture you. I'm going to talk to you about this because a lot of you know me as Coach Henry. You may not know that I'm also Henry, a recovering alcoholic and pothead. I've got 11 years of sobriety, and I'm one of the lucky ones. So the Shipmans don't have to be here because I talked to this with the kids on Saturday night. And I was up there and we're putting hands on Creighton as he was getting ready to go. I grew up with a spirit in my house. I believe that spirits are around. I believe that Creighton hadn't left yet. Those children showed incredible courage in how they said goodbye to their brother. And I want to ask you to do a little bit of that at the end of this. The most important thing that I can tell you is you wonder what happened to Creighton. Creighton, this great guy, this warm-hearted guy, and the last year wasn't so much. But if he's like me, and unfortunately he was, it is literally like being possessed. He started trying the Xanax, he tried the heroin, he tried that stuff, and it caught him. And there's probably people in this room, in this field, that are fighting this now. My heart goes out to you if you are. Come speak to me privately and anonymously if you are. But the measure is this. A lot of us are going to try drugs and alcohol. Probably everyone on the field. Oh well. But a lot of you could stop. I couldn't. Once it started, it was on. It was on until I threw up, blacked out, or puked. And Creighton was like me. Once it was on, it was on. He didn't always do it, but when it started, it got him. So what are you going to do with that? What are you going to do with this? How are you going to help his brothers and sister and his mother and father? How can you help them? No, I'm not going to say behave and be sober. I'm going to say understand this, because those kids are going to need your help in a couple of weeks at school. They're going to need you to stand up tall and know what you know about Creighton. So I would say, please remember the Creighton that you knew, the Creighton from a year ago, before this overtook his life. The guy that went and did all that stuff wasn't your Creighton. It's literally like being possessed. I know, I've been there. It's like being possessed. You all have friends that are doing this right now. You know that they're not who they were when you knew them younger. So part of it is forgiving him for that. I'm convinced that on the other side, he probably popped out and went, oh my gosh, what did I do? How did I get here? But he'll go on to another life. He'll take this lesson. He'll learn it somewhere else. But for his brothers and sister, you can stand up tall next to them and you can say this and you know it in your heart. You may not have seen it, but Nancy saw it, Lee saw it, Jack saw it, Wheaton saw it, Hollis saw it. These moments where he just would try and wake up and go, oh my God, I'm so caught in this. And he would try and get over it, and he couldn't. He couldn't. And that happens to some of us. So you can know that he never gave up, that he fought till the end, but it got him. You can know that he stood up and tried his best to do war with these drugs like he did on this field of combat. But this one wasn't going to go his way. There's genetics, there's all kinds of things involved that have nothing to do with his will or strength of character. When you're an alcoholic, when you're a drug addict, when you're like me, unless you get help and can get other people to help you, that's how it ends. So you can remember the good things about him. You can talk about that. And hopefully you'll do that a lot tonight. And by the way, that is for them. That is something you can do for those kids and Nancy. Talk about great things. It's something we did on Saturday night. What are the memories? When they were in 6th grade, Charlie Dodds would be like, I really want you to teach me this outside sniper shot. Creighton would show up. Charlie was like kind of into it. Creighton was all over it. He couldn't get enough. And he learned it. So he could whack a ball into the net from the restraining line as a 7th grader. Because he wanted it. He loved it. So remember that love. And one thing you can do with this, and again, talk to me, is like, I'm hoping, we're going to I'm also an Al-Anon. Those are for family members of people suffering from drug addiction and alcohol. And it's people helping each other to get better. That's what it is. It's real simple. There's no doctors, there's no experts. It's just people who want to live better. And you have that right, and you can do that. So, as you remember Creighton tonight, there's a couple of things I would like you to ask you to do as a group. And one that we did on Saturday night around his body in the hospital room while it was still hooked up and breathing is we said, thank you, Creighton. So I'm going to be a coach for a minute. And on 3, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Creighton. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you, Creighton.
I'm sorry, I must have something in my ear. I didn't quite hear that. I need to hear that. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you, Creighton.
We forgive you. 1, 2, 3.
We forgive you.
No, that's really flat. That's not Creighton worthy. 1, 2, 3.
We forgive you.
And the final part is rest in peace. 1, 2, 3.
Rest in peace.
Carry this tonight. Carry this in the next couple of weeks. Carry this and stand up next to these kids. Stand up tall, put your shoulders back. Look people in the eye, the whole stigma. Oh, I'm so sorry. Boo-hoo. Hey, he fought it as best he could. Know that he fought it as best he could, and it didn't work out. Oh, well, but you're still here. So you can back up those kids. You can stand next to them. Someone's going to make some crack at Wando. They always do. It's Wando. But let's look at what happened, remember it, and honor him. That's what you can do. He's going on to another life. We got to carry it with him. What would Creighton do? Do that. Before this got him, do that. Honor him. Do that. You see someone else going down that path, let's not do that. Let me tell you what you can do. God bless Creighton Shipman. Thank you.